Precious child, stop everything you are doing and listen to me. There is something I have been waiting to tell you, something that will change the way you see yourself and the life stretching out before you. You have been walking through your days carrying a question deep inside your heart, a question you have been too afraid to ask out loud because you feared the answer would confirm your worst suspicions about yourself. That question has whispered to you in quiet moments. It has kept you awake when the world around you was sleeping, and it has followed you like a shadow through every season of your life. The question is this: does my life actually matter? Does my existence serve any real purpose? Or am I just taking up space in a world that would continue spinning perfectly fine without me? I am here to answer that question once and for all, and my answer is going to shatter every lie you have ever believed about your significance. This message is for the brave ones. This message is for those who wake up every single day and keep moving forward even when every fiber of their being wants to stay down. That is courage. That is bravery. That is the spirit I placed inside you before you ever took your first breath. I see you right now, in this very moment, and I know exactly what you have been carrying. I know about the weight that has been pressing down on your shoulders until you thought your spine would break. I know about the thoughts that have been racing through your mind at all hours, keeping you from the rest your body desperately needs. I know about the fears that have been whispering in the darkness, telling you that everything is falling apart and there is nothing you can do to stop it. I know about the moments when you wondered if you could take even one more step forward. And I want you to know that I am incredibly proud of you for still being here, still listening, still fighting. I chose you with a powerful purpose. Let those words sink deep into your soul. I chose you. Out of all the possibilities, out of all the ways things could have unfolded, I specifically selected you for a mission that only you can fulfill. This was not random. This was not an accident. This was not some cosmic mistake that somehow resulted in your existence. I sat in eternity before time began, and I looked at your life, your personality, your unique combination of strengths and weaknesses, your specific experiences and struggles, and I said yes. I said this one. I said this is the one who will carry this particular piece of my purpose into the world. Before the mountains were formed, before the oceans found their depths, before the stars took their positions in the heavens, I was thinking about you. I was designing you. I was planning every detail of your existence with the precision and care of an artist creating their masterpiece. Your eyes, your smile, your laugh, your tears, your dreams, your fears, everything about you was intentional. Everything about you was on purpose. I do not make mistakes, and you are not an exception to that truth. I am confirming my plan for your life with these words. Right now, as you hear my voice speaking directly to your heart, I am placing my seal of approval on everything I have designed for your future. The enemy has been trying to convince you that my plan failed, that something went wrong somewhere along the way, that you have wandered too far off course to ever find your way back to my original intention for your life. Those are lies. Every single one of them is a carefully crafted deception designed to make you give up right before your breakthrough arrives. The plan I have for you has not changed. It has not been altered by your mistakes. It has not been canceled by your failures. It has not been diminished by your doubts. My plans are not fragile things that can be broken by human imperfection. My plans are eternal, unshakable, immovable, and unstoppable. They were established in heavenly places before time began, and they will be fulfilled in earthly places before time ends. Nothing can prevent what I have determined. Nothing can stop what I have declared. Nothing can hinder what I have promised. I am leading you by the hand, step by step. You do not need to see the entire path laid out before you. You do not need to understand every twist and turn that lies ahead. You only need to trust me enough to take the next step, and then the next one after that, and then the next one after that. I am not asking you to run a marathon right now. I am asking you to take one more step forward. I am asking you to trust me for one more day. I am asking you to believe that I know what I am doing, even when everything around you seems to suggest otherwise. I know that the uncertainty has been one of the hardest parts of this journey. You want to know what is coming. You want to see the destination before you commit to the journey. You want guarantees and certainties and clear roadmaps that show you exactly where you are going and how long it will take to get there. But that is not how faith works. Faith is taking the next step when you cannot see where your foot will land. Faith is trusting my voice when you cannot see my face. Faith is believing in my goodness when your circumstances seem to contradict everything I have told you about myself. Together, we will overcome every danger that has been set in your path. You and I, working as partners, facing every obstacle as a team. You were never meant to fight these battles alone. You were never designed to carry these burdens by yourself. I created you for relationship, for connection, for partnership with me. When you feel like you are drowning, that is when I extend my hand and pull you above the waves. When you feel like you are being crushed under the weight of your circumstances, that is when I step in and bear the heaviest part of the load. I am not a distant God who watches from afar while you struggle. I am not a passive observer taking notes on how you handle adversity. I am an active participant in your life, involved in every detail, engaged in every battle, invested in every outcome. When you hurt, I hurt. When you cry, your tears move me. When you win, I celebrate with you. When you fall, I am right there to lift you back up. This is not religion. This is relationship. This is the kind of connection I have been longing to have with you since before you were born. We will leap over walls and defeat enemies together. There are obstacles in your path right now that seem completely insurmountable. There are walls so high you cannot even see the top of them. There are enemies so numerous and so powerful that you have already convinced yourself that defeat is inevitable. But you have not factored me into the equation. You have been looking at your strength, your resources, your ability to overcome, and you have calculated that it is not enough. And you are absolutely right. Your strength alone will never be enough. But my strength flowing through you changes everything. I have defeated every enemy you will ever face. I have overcome every obstacle you will ever encounter. I have conquered every challenge that will ever stand in your way. And because you are in me and I am in you, my victories become your victories. My overcoming becomes your overcoming. My triumph becomes your triumph. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. The battle has already been won in the spiritual realm. Now we are simply watching it manifest in the natural realm. We will fight and we will persist. We will not give up. We will not surrender. We will not wave the white flag and accept defeat as our final destination, because that purpose I placed in your life will be fulfilled. It is not a maybe. It is not a hopefully. It is not a we will see how things turn out. It is a guarantee backed by my character, my power, and my unchanging commitment to completing what I started in you. The persistence I am calling you to is not human determination powered by willpower alone. That kind of persistence runs out. That kind of strength gets depleted. That kind of resolve eventually crumbles under the weight of repeated disappointment. The persistence I am calling you to is divine determination fueled by my spirit within you. It is strength that gets renewed day by day. It is resolve that gets reinforced by my presence in your life. This is how you keep going when everything in you wants to stop. This is how you keep believing when everything around you tells you to doubt. You are not on this earth by coincidence. Your existence is not the result of random chance or biological accident. Before the foundations of the world were laid, before the first star began to shine, before the oceans were gathered into their places, your name was written in my book. I knew you. I saw you. I planned for you. Your life was part of my design from the very beginning. You have always been part of my story. You have always been in my heart. You have always been on my mind. Think about what that means. Before there was time, I was thinking about you. Before there was space, I was planning for you. Before there was anything at all, you existed in my heart as a beloved child waiting to be born. Your existence is not an afterthought. It is not a backup plan. It is not a second choice. You are a first thought, a primary intention, a deliberate creation of the God who could have made anything and chose to make you. Long before you were born, I already loved you. I was already anticipating the day when your eyes would open, and you would begin to see glimpses of my divine light. I was waiting for you to discover me, to reach out to me, to begin the relationship that I had designed you for. Every moment of your life has been leading to deeper understanding, closer connection, greater revelation of who I am and who you are in me. My love for you did not begin when you started believing in me. My love for you did not depend on you doing anything right or avoiding anything wrong. My love for you was established in eternity, before you had done anything good or bad, before you had made any choices at all. I loved you first. I loved you without condition. I loved you knowing everything you would ever do and fail to do. And I chose to love you anyway because that is who I am. I am love. And everything I do flows from that unchanging reality. I know that doubts have awakened questions within you that you never asked me before. You have begun to wonder where I was during your darkest moments. You have started questioning whether I was really present during your deepest suffering. These are honest questions, and I do not condemn you for asking them. I welcome your questions because they give me the opportunity to reveal more of my heart to you. I understand why you have those doubts. I understand why those questions have been forming in your mind. You expected me to prevent certain things from happening, and I did not prevent them. You expected me to protect you from certain pain, and you felt that pain anyway. You expected me to answer certain prayers the way you wanted them answered, and my answer looked nothing like what you asked for. I understand how that can feel like abandonment. I understand how that can seem like betrayal. I understand how that can raise questions about whether I am really who I say I am. Where was I when you suffered? I was right there beside you, closer than you could have ever imagined. When you cried alone in the darkness, I was collecting every tear. When you felt completely abandoned by everyone who should have been there for you, I was holding you in my arms. When the pain was so intense that you thought you would not survive it, I was breathing life into your lungs and strength into your bones. I never left you. I never turned my back on you. I never looked away from your struggle. There has never been a single moment of your existence when I was not present with you. Not 1 second, not 1 heartbeat, not 1 breath. I have been with you in your happiest moments and your darkest hours. I have been with you in your greatest triumphs and your most devastating failures. I have been with you when you felt my presence powerfully and when you felt completely alone. My presence does not depend on your awareness of it. My nearness is not determined by your feelings about it. I am always there, whether you sense me or not. But I allowed certain things to happen because I could see what you could not see. I could see how the pressure would shape you. I could see how the struggle would strengthen you. I could see how the pain would deepen your capacity for compassion and understanding. I was not punishing you. I was not ignoring you. I was refining you like gold in a furnace, burning away everything that was not essential, so that what remained would be pure and valuable and beautiful. The refining process is never pleasant while you are going through it. No one enjoys being heated to the point where impurities rise to the surface and are skimmed away. No one celebrates the moment when the fire gets hotter and the pressure gets more intense. But the gold does not become pure any other way. The diamond does not become valuable without the crushing weight of the earth pressing down on it. The steel does not become strong without being heated and hammered and shaped. I understand that this is difficult to accept when you are in the middle of the struggle. It is easy to talk about purpose and refining when the pain has passed and you can look back with perspective. But when you are in the furnace, when the flames are licking at your skin, when everything seems to be burning to ashes around you, it is almost impossible to believe that anything good could come from such devastation. That is why I am telling you right now, in the midst of whatever you are facing, that I have not abandoned you. My plan has not failed. Your story is not over. If your story were over, you would not be hearing these words. If my plan had failed, I would not be speaking hope into your heart. If I had abandoned you, you would not be feeling the stirring of faith rising up within you as you listen to this message. The very fact that you are still here, still listening, still hoping, still believing even when belief feels impossible, is proof that I have not given up on you and I never will. The enemy has been working overtime trying to convince you to give up. He has been whispering in your ear at your weakest moments, pointing out all the reasons why you should just stop trying. He has been reminding you of every failure, every mistake, every time you fell short of who you wanted to be. He has been using your own memories against you, twisting them into weapons designed to destroy your hope and your faith. He has been studying you for a long time. He knows your patterns. He knows your vulnerabilities. He knows exactly when you are most likely to believe his lies and give in to his suggestions. He knows what words to use to make you doubt yourself. He knows what memories to bring up to make you feel ashamed. He knows what fears to exploit to make you want to run away from everything I have called you to. But I am telling you that the enemy is a liar. He has always been a liar, and he will always be a liar. There is no truth in him. When he tells you that you are worthless, he is lying. When he tells you that your situation is hopeless, he is lying. When he tells you that I have given up on you, he is lying. When he tells you that your best days are behind you and only darkness lies ahead, he is lying. Every word he speaks is designed to steal something from you. He wants to steal your hope. He wants to steal your faith. He wants to steal your joy. He wants to steal your peace. He wants to steal your identity. He wants to steal your purpose. He wants to steal everything I have given you and leave you empty and broken and defeated. But he cannot take what you do not surrender. He cannot steal what you are determined to protect. He cannot destroy what I am committed to preserving. The truth is that I have incredible plans for your life. The truth is that your current circumstances do not define your destiny. The truth is that I am working in ways you cannot see to bring about outcomes you cannot imagine. The truth is that what the enemy meant for your destruction, I am using for your elevation. The truth is that every single thing you have been through is being woven into a story of redemption and restoration that will take your breath away when you finally see how it all fits together. I am the master storyteller. I am the divine author who has been writing the narrative of human history since the beginning of time. And I know how to take the most painful chapters, the most confusing plot twists, the most devastating setbacks, and weave them all together into a story that brings glory to my name and good to my people. Your story is no exception. Your pain is not wasted. Your struggle is not meaningless. It is all being incorporated into a testimony that will speak to generations. I chose you for this specific moment in history. Think about that for a moment. Out of all the times you could have been born, out of all the eras you could have lived in, I placed you here, now, for a reason. The world you are living in needs exactly what you have to offer. The problems you see around you were not meant to discourage you, but to reveal the areas where you are called to make a difference. The brokenness you witness is an invitation to be part of the solution. You are not a victim of your generation. You are an agent of change placed within your generation. You are not a helpless observer of the problems in the world. You are an empowered participant in the solutions I am bringing. You are not here by accident or coincidence. You are here by divine appointment, positioned exactly where I need you to be to accomplish exactly what I have planned for you to accomplish. You have gifts inside you that have not yet been fully developed or deployed. There are abilities lying dormant within you that you have not even discovered yet. There are strengths you possess that you have never needed to use because you have never faced the challenge that would call them forth. But I have seen those hidden treasures. I know what you are capable of, even when you do not. And I am orchestrating circumstances that will bring out the best in you, that will reveal capacities you never knew you had, that will show the world and show yourself what I saw in you all along. Some of those gifts have been buried under layers of fear and self-doubt. Some of those abilities have been suppressed by the criticism of people who did not understand what they were looking at. Some of those strengths have been hidden away because you tried to use them once and got hurt in the process. But buried does not mean gone. Suppressed does not mean destroyed. Hidden does not mean lost. Everything I placed in you is still there, waiting for the right moment to emerge, waiting for the right circumstances to come forth, waiting for you to be brave enough to let them out. Do not be discouraged by how long the journey is taking. I know that you thought you would be further along by now. I know that you had a timeline in your mind, a schedule for when certain things should have happened, a plan for how your life should have unfolded. And I know that reality has not matched your expectations, but my timing is not your timing. My ways are not your ways. What seems like delay to you is actually perfect precision from my perspective. I operate outside of time. I see the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end. I see all possibilities and all outcomes simultaneously. From that perspective, I can tell you with absolute certainty that the timing of your life is exactly right. Nothing is late, nothing is delayed, nothing is behind schedule. What feels like waiting to you is actually positioning to me. What feels like stagnation to you is actually preparation to me. What feels like punishment to you is actually protection to me. I am not slow as some count slowness. I am patient, working all things together for your good. I am thorough, making sure that every piece is in place before the big reveal. I am strategic, positioning you for maximum impact at exactly the right moment. What you call waiting, I call preparation. What you call delay, I call divine timing. What you call frustration, I call the stretching of your faith. Patience is not passive. Waiting is not wasted. The time between the promise and the fulfillment is not empty space that serves no purpose. It is filled with lessons you need to learn, character you need to develop, faith you need to build, relationships you need to form. Everything that happens during the waiting is essential to being ready for the receiving. If I gave you what you wanted before you were ready for it, it would crush you instead of blessing you. Every great warrior goes through extensive training before being sent into battle. Every athlete spends countless hours practicing before stepping onto the field for the championship game. Every master craftsman serves a long apprenticeship before being trusted with the most important projects. Why would you expect your spiritual development to be any different? Why would you assume that the calling I placed on your life could be fulfilled without adequate preparation? The training is not separate from the calling. The training is part of the calling. The preparation is not something you have to get through before the real work begins. The preparation is real work. Every lesson you learn in this season is shaping you for what comes next. Every challenge you overcome in this season is qualifying you for what lies ahead. Nothing is wasted. Everything counts. It all matters. The seasons of difficulty you have experienced were not wasted time. Every struggle taught you something. Every failure showed you something about yourself that needed to change. Every disappointment stripped away another layer of self-reliance and drove you deeper into dependence on me. I was not punishing you during those seasons. I was training you. I was equipping you. I was preparing you for what lies ahead. Think back to the hardest times in your life and try to identify what you learned from them. Think about who you were before those experiences and who you became after them. Think about the depth that was added to your character, the empathy that was developed in your heart, the wisdom that was forged in the fire of adversity. Those things could not have been given to you any other way. They had to be earned. They had to be developed. They had to be cultivated through experience. And what lies ahead is greater than anything you have seen so far. The battles you have fought until now were warm-ups compared to the victories that await you. The blessings you have experienced were appetizers compared to the feast I am preparing for you. The impact you have had on others was a preview compared to the influence you will carry as you step into the fullness of your calling. I have not shown you everything yet. I have not revealed the full scope of what I have planned for your life. I have given you glimpses, hints, whispers of what is coming, but you have not seen the main event. You have not experienced the grand finale. You have not stepped into the fullness of what I designed you for. That is still ahead of you, waiting for you to arrive, ready to unfold the moment you are prepared to receive it. But you must not give up before you get there. You must not lay down your weapons and walk away from the battlefield when victory is closer than you have ever been. The enemy knows that you are on the verge of breakthrough, which is exactly why his attacks have intensified. He is not fighting this hard because you are losing. He is fighting this hard because he knows he is about to lose. He can see what you cannot see yet. He can see how close you are to stepping into everything I have promised you, and he is terrified. The intensity of the opposition is proportional to the significance of the breakthrough. The harder the enemy fights, the more valuable the territory you are about to claim. The louder his lies become, the closer you are to the truth that will set you free. Do not misinterpret his increased activity as evidence that you are losing. Interpret it correctly as evidence that you are on the verge of winning. That fear is why the lies have gotten louder. That fear is why the obstacles have gotten bigger. That fear is why every circumstance seems to be working against you at the same time. The enemy is pulling out all the stops because he knows this is his last chance to derail you before you cross over into the promised land. Do not let him win. Do not let his fear-driven attacks cause you to abandon the mission I gave you. He is desperate. He is panicking. He is using everything he has left because he knows his time is running out. The desperation you see in his attacks is not a sign of his strength. It is a sign of his weakness. It is evidence that he knows he is about to lose something significant, and he is doing everything he can to prevent it. But he cannot prevent what I have determined. He cannot stop what I have declared. He cannot overcome what I have promised. I need you to be brave. I need you to find courage you did not know you had. I need you to reach down deep into the reservoir of faith I have placed within you and draw out the strength to keep going for one more day, and then another after that. Because on one of those days, everything is going to change. On one of those days, you are going to wake up and realize that the breakthrough has come. On one of those days, you are going to see with your own eyes the fulfillment of everything I promised you. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is action in the presence of fear. The brave ones are not those who feel no fear. They are those who feel the fear and move forward anyway. They are those who hear the lies of the enemy and choose to believe my truth instead. They are those who see the size of the obstacle and remember the size of their God. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to be faithful in the midst of your fear. I know you are tired. I know you are weary from fighting battles that seem to never end. I know there are days when getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. I know there are moments when the thought of facing one more challenge makes you want to collapse under the weight of it all. I see that exhaustion. I feel that weariness with you. And I am not asking you to pretend that it does not exist. Your tiredness is not a sign of weakness. Your weariness is not evidence of insufficient faith. You are tired because you have been fighting. You are weary because you have been working. You are exhausted because you have been carrying burdens that would have crushed someone with less strength than you possess. Your exhaustion is actually evidence of how hard you have been fighting and how much you have been carrying. What I am asking you to do is to lean on me when your strength runs out. What I am asking you to do is to let me carry you when you cannot walk another step. What I am asking you to do is to acknowledge your weakness so that my power can flow through you and do what you could never do on your own. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you finally reach the end of your own resources, that is when my resources become available to you in ways they never could have been before. There is a reason I allow you to come to the end of yourself. There is a reason I let you exhaust your own strength before I intervene with mine. It is not because I enjoy watching you struggle. It is because my power works best through empty vessels. My strength flows most freely through those who have stopped relying on their own. The moment you admit that you cannot do this on your own is the moment you become fully available for me to do it through you. Stop trying to be strong enough to handle everything on your own. You were never designed for that kind of independence. I created you to need me, to depend on me, to draw your strength and wisdom and direction from me. The struggle you are experiencing right now is not evidence that something is wrong with you. It is evidence that you are trying to carry a load that was never meant for your shoulders alone. Independence from me is not a virtue. Self-sufficiency that excludes me is not something to aspire to. I designed you for interdependence with me, a relationship where you bring your willingness and I bring my power, where you bring your obedience and I bring my wisdom, where you bring your weakness and I bring my strength. This is not about you being inadequate. It is about us being partners. This is not about your failure. It is about our collaboration. Let me share that burden with you. Let me take the heaviest part of the weight. Let me walk beside you and strengthen your steps. Let me whisper encouragement in your ear when the voices of discouragement get loud. Let me remind you of who you are and whose you are when the enemy tries to make you forget. Let me fight for you in the spiritual realm while you do your part in the natural realm. I am already fighting battles on your behalf that you know nothing about. I am already intercepting attacks that would have destroyed you if they had reached you. I am already moving obstacles that would have blocked your path if they had remained in place. I am already opening doors that no human hand could have opened. I am already preparing opportunities that no amount of networking could have produced. The work I am doing for you is largely invisible to you, but it is constant and comprehensive and completely committed to your success. This partnership is what I designed from the beginning. This collaboration is what your soul has been longing for even when you did not have words to describe it. You were created for intimacy with me, for constant connection with me, for ongoing communication with me. When that connection breaks down, when that communication gets interrupted, that is when you start to feel overwhelmed and alone and incapable of continuing. The disconnection you have been feeling is not permanent. The distance you have perceived is not real. It is a feeling, not a fact. I have not moved away from you. I have been right here the whole time, waiting for you to turn your attention back to me, waiting for you to reach out to me, waiting for you to remember that you are not alone, and you never have been. Come back to me. Come back to the place of connection. Come back to the conversation we were having before the noise of life drowned out my voice. I have not moved. I have not changed. I have not pulled away from you or lost interest in your situation. I am exactly where I have always been, waiting for you to turn your attention back to me so that I can pour fresh strength into your weary soul. The return is easier than you think. It does not require a dramatic transformation or a lengthy ritual. It simply requires a turning of your heart in my direction. It requires an honest acknowledgement that you need me. It requires a simple prayer that says, I am here, I am listening, I am ready to receive whatever you want to give me. That is all it takes. One honest moment of turning toward me, and the connection is restored. The purpose I placed in you is too important to be abandoned. The mission I gave you is too vital to be left incomplete. The calling I spoke over your life is too significant to be surrendered to temporary circumstances. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are fighting for everyone who will be impacted by your obedience. You are fighting for every life that will be changed because you did not give up. You are fighting for generations yet unborn who will inherit the blessing that flows from your faithfulness. Your obedience has ripple effects you cannot see. Your faithfulness is creating waves that will reach shores you will never visit. Your perseverance is setting in motion a chain of events that will bless people you will never meet. This is how my kingdom works. One act of obedience leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, until the impact spreads across time and space in ways that only I can see and trace. Think about that for a moment. Think about the ripple effects of your perseverance. Think about the lives that hang in the balance, waiting for you to step into your destiny so that they can receive what I want to give them through you. There are people who will never hear the message I want them to hear unless you deliver it. There are hearts that will never be touched by my love unless you become the vessel through which that love flows. There are breakthroughs that will never happen for others unless your breakthrough comes first. You are not fighting just for yourself. You are fighting for something much bigger than your own personal victory. You are part of a larger story, a grander narrative, a sweeping epic of redemption and restoration that spans across time and touches more lives than you could ever count. Your role in that story matters. Your faithfulness in that story matters. Your perseverance in that story matters more than you could possibly understand from your current vantage point. The people connected to your destiny do not even know they are waiting for you. They do not know that their breakthrough is linked to yours. They do not know that their answer is connected to your obedience. But I know. I can see the connections. I can trace the threads. I can follow the chain of blessing from your faithfulness to their freedom. And I am asking you to trust me with what you cannot see so that I can do what only I can do. So do not give up. Do not surrender. Do not let temporary pain convince you to abandon eternal purpose. The battle you are fighting right now is worth it. The struggle you are enduring right now is worth it. The tears you are crying right now are worth it. Everything you are going through is worth it because of what waits on the other side. I would never ask you to endure something that was not worth enduring. I would never allow pain that was not producing something valuable. I would never permit struggle that was not leading somewhere significant. Everything has purpose. Everything has meaning. Everything is moving you towards something, even when it feels like you are stuck in place. I have seen the other side. I have been there. I have walked through every moment of your future, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that it is good. Not just good, but beautiful. Not just beautiful, but breathtaking. Not just breathtaking, but beyond anything you have dared to imagine or dream. Your future contains joys that will make your current sorrows seem insignificant by comparison. Your future contains victories that will make your current battles seem small. Your future contains blessings that will make every sacrifice worthwhile. I am not describing wishful thinking or empty optimism. I am describing reality as I see it from my perspective outside of time. I am telling you facts about your future that I know with complete certainty because I have already been there. Your future is not uncertain from my vantage point. It is clearly defined, carefully planned, and completely good. The only uncertainty is in your perspective, and I'm trying to give you my perspective so that you can face your present with the confidence that comes from knowing what I know. But you have to keep moving toward it. You have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. You have to keep believing when belief seems impossible. You have to keep hoping when hope feels foolish. You have to keep pressing forward when every fiber of your being wants to turn back. Because the prize is real, the promise is true, the future I have prepared for you is waiting, and it is more wonderful than words could ever describe. Movement is essential. Progress is required. You cannot receive what I have for you while standing still in the place of fear and doubt. You must move forward to meet your future. You must take action to inherit your promises. You must walk by faith to arrive at your destination. Faith without works is dead, and works are simply the physical expression of internal trust. When you truly believe me, you will move toward me. I am proud of you for making it this far. I am proud of the battles you have won. I am proud of the obstacles you have overcome. I am proud of the times you got back up after being knocked down. I am proud of the faith you have shown even when doubt was screaming in your face. I am proud of the hope you have maintained even when circumstances tried to crush it out of you. You have already demonstrated courage. You have already shown bravery. Now I am asking you to dig deeper and find more. My pride in you is not based on your performance. It is based on my love for you. I am proud of you not because you have done everything right, but because you are mine, and I delight in you. I am proud of you not because you have never failed, but because you have kept trying despite your failures. I am proud of you not because your faith has been perfect, but because it has been persistent. That persistence is what I celebrate. That determination is what I honor. That refusal to stay down is what makes you a warrior in my kingdom. The greatest victories of your life still lie ahead of you. The most significant accomplishments of your journey have not happened yet. The most powerful demonstrations of my faithfulness in your life are still in the future. What you have seen so far is just the beginning. What you have experienced until now is just the foundation upon which I will build something magnificent. Do not let the enemy convince you that your best days are behind you. They are not. Your best days are ahead of you, waiting for you to arrive. Age does not disqualify you. Past failures do not disqualify you. Current circumstances do not disqualify you. The only thing that can disqualify you from your future is your decision to give up on it. As long as you are still breathing, you are still eligible for everything I promised you. As long as you are still fighting, you are still on track for your destiny. As long as you are still believing, you are still moving toward your breakthrough. I know the enemy has been attacking your mind with thoughts of failure and hopelessness. I know he has been trying to rewrite your history, making you remember only the bad parts and forget all the ways I came through for you. I know he has been painting your future in the darkest possible colors, making you dread what lies ahead instead of anticipating it with faith and expectation. These are all tactics designed to make you quit. These are all strategies designed to steal your courage and replace it with fear. The mind is the battlefield where most wars are won or lost. The thoughts you think determine the actions you take. The beliefs you hold shape the decisions you make. The enemy knows this, which is why he works so hard to pollute your thinking with his lies. He knows that if he can control your thoughts, he can control your behavior. If he can shape your beliefs, he can determine your destiny. But I am giving you new eyes to see with. I am giving you a new perspective on your past, your present, and your future. When you look at your past, I want you to see the faithfulness I demonstrated over and over again. When you look at your present, I want you to see the provision I am making even now, even in the midst of difficulty. When you look at your future, I want you to see the promises I have made and the certainty that I will keep every single one of them. I am renewing your mind. I am transforming how you think. I am replacing the lies of the enemy with the truth of my word. Every time you hear my voice and believe what I say, your mind gets renewed a little more. Every time you reject a lie and embrace a truth, your thinking gets transformed a little further. This is a process, not an event. This is a journey, not a destination. But it is happening, steadily and surely, as you continue to expose yourself to my voice and my truth. Your story is not a tragedy. Your life is not a series of unfortunate events. Your journey is not a random collection of painful experiences leading nowhere. Your story is a redemption narrative. Your life is a testimony in the making. Your journey is a purposeful pilgrimage toward everything I created you to be and do and experience. Do not let the enemy steal the meaning from your suffering by convincing you that it is pointless. It is not pointless. Every single thing you have been through has purpose, and that purpose will be revealed in ways that will amaze you. The meaning of your suffering will become clear in time. The purpose of your pain will be revealed when you are ready to see it. The reason for your struggle will be shown when you have the perspective to understand it. I am not hiding these things from you to be mysterious or cruel. I am timing their revelation for maximum impact and understanding. Trust that the clarity is coming. Trust that the meaning will be revealed. Trust that one day you will look back and see how it all fit together. I am weaving together the threads of your life into a beautiful tapestry. Right now, from your perspective, you can only see the backside of that tapestry. You can see the tangled threads, the knots, the seemingly random patterns that do not appear to make any sense. But I can see the front side. I can see the beautiful picture that is emerging from all those tangled threads. I can see how every dark color serves to make the bright colors shine more brilliantly. I can see how every twist and turn contributes to the overall design. Trust me when I tell you that what you are experiencing right now will make sense one day. Trust me when I tell you that the picture is beautiful. The tapestry metaphor is more accurate than you might realize. In actual tapestry weaving, the weaver works from the back side of the fabric. They cannot see the picture as it emerges. They must trust the pattern. They must follow the design. They must keep weaving even when the current section looks like chaos. Only when the tapestry is complete and turned around does the full picture become visible. Your life is the same. You are experiencing the process from the backside. But the picture on the front is beautiful, and one day you will see it clearly. Do not lose heart in the middle of the weaving. Do not try to cut yourself free from the loom before the tapestry is complete. Do not judge the finished product by the process of its creation. The most beautiful works of art often go through stages that look nothing like their final form. The most valuable gems are formed under intense pressure. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest fires. You are being formed, refined, and prepared for something magnificent, even when the process feels unbearable. I need warriors in my kingdom who have been tested and proven. I need soldiers in my army who know what it means to fight through adversity. I need leaders in my church who have faced their darkest moments and emerged with their faith intact. I need voices in the world who can speak to the reality of suffering because they have experienced it themselves. I am not looking for people who have had easy lives and superficial faith. I am looking for people like you, people who have been through the fire and come out refined, people who have faced the enemy and learned how to stand, people who have walked through the valley and discovered that I am there. Your experience of suffering qualifies you to minister to others who suffer. Your history of struggle equips you to encourage others who struggle. Your story of perseverance empowers you to inspire others who are ready to give up. The very things you wish had never happened to you are the things that will make you most effective in helping others. This is how I redeem pain. This is how I transform suffering into service. This is how I turn your worst moments into your most powerful ministry. Your struggles are qualifying you for your calling. Your battles are preparing you for your purpose. Your tears are watering seeds that will eventually produce a harvest of blessing for yourself and for others. Nothing is wasted in my kingdom. Nothing is meaningless in my economy. Everything has a purpose, even the things that seem most painful and pointless from your limited perspective. Let me tell you something about the nature of spiritual strength that you may not fully understand yet. Strength is not the absence of weakness. Strength is the presence of my power flowing through your weakness. The strongest people I have ever used were not those who had no flaws, no fears, no doubts. They were those who learned to bring their flaws, their fears, and their doubts to me, and allow my power to work through them anyway. Moses had a speech impediment. David had moral failures. Peter had a tendency to act before thinking. Paul had a thorn in his flesh that he prayed 3 times to have removed. None of these people were disqualified by their weaknesses. Instead, their weaknesses became the very places where my power was most clearly displayed. When they were at their weakest, I was at my strongest in them. And the same is true for you. Stop waiting until you feel strong enough to step into your calling. Stop waiting until you have conquered all your fears before you move forward in faith. Stop waiting until you have figured everything out before you take the next step. I do not call the equipped. I equip the called. I do not wait for you to be strong before I use you. I make you strong in the process of using you. Your weakness is not a disqualification. It is an opportunity. It is an invitation for my power to be displayed in ways that leave no doubt it was me working and not you. When someone with all the natural abilities accomplishes something great, the world applauds their talent. But when someone with obvious weaknesses accomplishes something beyond their natural capacity, the world has to acknowledge that something supernatural was at work. I want to use your weakness to showcase my strength. So stop hiding your weakness as if it were something shameful. Stop pretending to be stronger than you are. Stop wearing masks that hide the real you. Bring your true self to me, weaknesses and all. And let me work through the real you rather than through the false image you present to the world. Authenticity invites anointing. Vulnerability allows for victory. Honesty opens the door to my help. The calling on your life is too important to be fulfilled by a fake version of yourself. The purpose I have given you requires the real you, with all your quirks and flaws and imperfections. Those very imperfections are part of what makes you uniquely qualified to reach the people I have assigned to your sphere of influence. Some people will never be reached by someone who seems to have it all together, but they will be reached by someone who admits they are struggling and still trusting me anyway. Your authenticity will be your authority. Your testimony of weakness transformed by my power will be more compelling than any polished performance could ever be. When you share how I brought you through, when you tell of the battles you fought and the doubts you overcame, when you openly acknowledge that you made it not because of your strength, but because of mine, you give hope to everyone who hears you. They think if God could use someone like that, maybe He can use someone like me. And that thought becomes the seed of faith that changes everything. I did not choose you because you were the most qualified candidate. I chose you because you were the one I wanted. I chose you because something about your unique combination of strengths and weaknesses, your specific history and experiences, your particular personality and perspective was exactly what I needed for the assignment I had in mind. No one else could do what you are called to do in exactly the way you are called to do it. You are irreplaceable in my plan. Let that truth sink deep into your soul. You are irreplaceable, not because you are perfect, but because you are perfectly positioned for the purpose I have designed. The world needs what you have to offer. The kingdom needs your unique contribution. The people in your sphere of influence need the specific gift that only you can give. Do not deprive them of what they need by giving up before you have given it. I am asking you to trust me with what you cannot understand. I am asking you to believe me when I tell you that there is purpose in your pain. I am asking you to have faith that I am working all things together for your good, even the things that seem bad, even the things that feel harmful, even the things that appear to be destroying your life. I am in control. I am aware. I am actively involved in every detail of your existence, and I am committed to bringing about an ending that will make everything worthwhile. Trust is the currency of relationship with me. Trust is what allows me to work in your life in ways that require your cooperation, but not your understanding. Trust is what keeps you moving forward when you cannot see where you are going. Trust is what holds you steady when everything around you is shaking. Without trust, our relationship cannot function. Without trust, my power cannot flow through you. Without trust, my purposes cannot be accomplished in your life. I am asking for your trust, not because I need it for my benefit, but because you need to give it for yours. The valley you have been walking through is not your permanent home. It is a passageway, a transition zone, a temporary location on your way to higher ground. Do not build a house in the valley. Do not unpack your bags and settle in as if this is where you will remain forever. The valley has lessons to teach you, strength to build in you, depth to develop within your character. But it is not your destination. Your destination is on the mountaintop, where the air is clear and the view is expansive and the presence of my glory is overwhelming. Valleys serve a purpose in the geography of faith. They are the low places between the high places. They are the transitions between one peak and the next. They are necessary parts of the journey that cannot be avoided or bypassed. But they are not meant to be permanent residences. They are meant to be traveled through, learned from, and eventually left behind as you climb toward the next summit. Keep walking through the valley. Keep putting one foot in front of the other even when the terrain is rough and the path is unclear. Keep trusting that I know the way even when you cannot see more than a few steps ahead. Keep believing that the valley has an exit, that the darkness will give way to light, that the difficulty will eventually yield to deliverance, because it will. I promise you it will. I have delivered you before and I will deliver you again. Think back to times when you were sure you would not make it. Think back to situations that seemed utterly hopeless. Think back to mountains that looked completely insurmountable. And then remember how I came through for you. Remember how the impossible became possible. Remember how the way forward opened up when you least expected it. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. What I did before, I will do again. The deliverance that came in the past is a preview of the deliverance that is coming in the future. My track record in your life should give you confidence for the challenges you face right now. I have never failed you. I have never abandoned you. I have never left you without resources or hope or help. Even in your darkest moments, I was there. Even in your worst failures, I was working. Even in your deepest despair, I was bringing redemption. Look back at your history and see my faithfulness woven through every chapter. Let that faithfulness give you courage for the chapter you are living right now. Do not insult my track record by doubting my current intentions. Do not question my faithfulness now when I have proven it so many times before. Do not let present circumstances erase the memory of past deliverance. I have always come through for you, even when it did not look exactly like you expected. I have always provided what you needed, even when it was not exactly what you wanted. I have always been faithful, even when my faithfulness took forms you did not recognize or appreciate in the moment. I am faithful still. I am working on your behalf even when you cannot see any evidence of my activity. I am fighting for you in realms you cannot perceive with your natural senses. I am moving pieces on the board that will result in outcomes you could never have orchestrated on your own. My arm is not too short to save. My ear is not too dull to hear. My heart is not too hard to care. I am as invested in your breakthrough as you are, more so, because I can see the fullness of what is at stake and the completeness of what I have planned. So be brave, my child. Be courageous in the face of opposition. Be steadfast when everything around you is shaking. Be resolute when the temptation to give up is overwhelming. Be faithful when faithfulness costs you everything. Be strong in my power, not your own. Be confident in my promises, not your circumstances. Be hopeful in my character, not your feelings. Courage is not optional in the life I have called you to. Bravery is not a luxury for those who want to fulfill their purpose. It is a necessity. It is a requirement. It is the price of admission to the life I have designed for you. The breakthroughs I have planned for you are located on the other side of obstacles that can only be overcome by courage. The blessings I have stored up for you are waiting in places that can only be reached by bravery. I am calling forth the warrior within you. I am awakening the fighter that has been dormant while you tried to solve your problems through your own wisdom and strength. I am activating the champion that I placed inside you before you were born. There is more to you than you have ever realized. There is strength within you that has never been tested. There is courage within you that has never been called upon. There is faith within you that has never been stretched to its limits. But all of that is about to change. The circumstances you are facing right now are designed to bring out what has been hidden. The challenges before you are opportunities for the true you to emerge. The battles you are fighting are the arena where your identity as my warrior child will be revealed and confirmed. Do not shrink back from the fight. Do not run from the challenge. Do not retreat when the enemy advances. Stand your ground and watch me give you victory. I have not forgotten a single promise I made to you. Every word I spoke over your life is still active and operational. Every vision I gave you is still valid and achievable. Every dream I placed in your heart is still on schedule for fulfillment. The delays you have experienced have not canceled my promises. The detours you have taken have not disqualified you from your destiny. The mistakes you have made have not removed you from my plan. I am bigger than all of that. My purposes are stronger than human failure. My plans are more resilient than circumstances. When I make a promise, I keep it. When I speak a word, it does not return void. When I declare something over your life, it happens. Even if it takes longer than you expected, even if it looks different than you imagined, even if it comes through paths you never would have chosen. My faithfulness is not dependent on your perfection. My commitment is not contingent on your consistency. I am faithful because that is who I am, and I cannot be anything other than who I am. Right now, in the invisible realm, angels are working on your behalf. Right now, in the heavenly courts, I am advocating for your cause. Right now, in the spiritual atmosphere, the balance of power is shifting in your favor. Right now, in ways you cannot see or measure, victory is being secured and breakthrough is being prepared. Do not judge what is happening by what you can observe with your natural senses. The most important activity is taking place where your eyes cannot see and your ears cannot hear. The spiritual realm is more real than the physical realm. What happens in the invisible dimension determines what manifests in the visible dimension. The battles being fought in heavenly places are the battles that shape earthly outcomes. And in those heavenly battles, I am winning on your behalf. My angels are carrying out assignments related to your breakthrough. My spirit is working in hearts and situations that will affect your future. My power is being deployed in ways that will become visible when the time is right. I want you to start living with the expectation of breakthrough. I want you to start speaking with the confidence of victory. I want you to start thinking with the mindset of an overcomer. I want you to start carrying yourself with the dignity of someone who knows their Father is the King of the universe. Your posture matters. Your attitude matters. Your words matter. Your expectations matter. They create an atmosphere either of faith or of fear, either of victory or of defeat, either of breakthrough or of continued bondage. The way you carry yourself affects what you attract and what you repel. When you carry yourself with the confidence of a beloved child of the King, you attract favor and repel opposition. When you carry yourself with the defeat of someone who has given up, you attract more defeat and repel blessing. This is not magic or superstition, it is spiritual principle. Faith attracts fulfillment. Hope attracts blessing. Confidence in me attracts breakthrough. Choose faith. Choose victory. Choose breakthrough. Not because you feel like it, but because you know who I am and what I have promised. Not because circumstances support it, but because my word supports it. Not because it makes logical sense, but because my ways are higher than human logic. Make a decision, an act of your will, to trust me, regardless of what your emotions are telling you. Make a commitment, a firm resolution, to believe me regardless of what your circumstances are suggesting. Make a choice, a deliberate selection to stand on my promises regardless of how long they take to manifest. This is what faith looks like. This is what courage requires. This is what bravery demands. It is easy to believe when everything is going well. It is easy to trust when circumstances confirm what you are hoping for. It is easy to stand when nothing is pushing against you. But the true test of faith comes in the darkness. The true measure of courage is taken in the battle. The true demonstration of bravery happens when everything is telling you to give up, and you refuse to do so. You are in that moment right now. You are being tested right now. You are being given the opportunity to demonstrate what you really believe right now. What will you choose? Will you fold under pressure, or will you rise to the occasion? Will you surrender to circumstances, or will you stand on my promises? Will you let fear dictate your decisions, or will you let faith lead the way? This is your moment. This is your test. This is your opportunity to show what you are made of. Not to me, because I already know. To yourself, to the enemy, to the cloud of witnesses watching your story unfold. What will they see? What will you demonstrate? What will be written in the record of your life about how you responded to this challenge? I am not asking you to deny reality. I am not asking you to pretend that everything is fine when it is not. I am not asking you to put on a fake smile and pretend that you are not struggling. What I am asking you to do is to hold two truths at the same time. The first truth is that your current situation is difficult, painful, and challenging. The second truth is that I am faithful, powerful, and committed to your breakthrough. Both truths can coexist. You can acknowledge the reality of your struggle while simultaneously declaring the reality of my faithfulness. You can admit that you are hurting while simultaneously affirming that I am healing. You can confess that you are confused while simultaneously proclaiming that I am directing your steps. This is mature faith. This is the kind of faith that moves mountains. This is the kind of faith that pleases me and releases my power on your behalf. It is not denial. It is not delusion. It is the supernatural ability to see beyond what is and to believe in what will be. It is the divine capacity to trust in my goodness when everything around you seems to contradict it. It is the heaven-sent strength to keep standing when everything in your body wants to collapse. I am giving you that strength right now. I am depositing that courage into your spirit right now. I am filling you with fresh faith right now. Receive it. Take it in. Let it settle deep into your bones and become part of who you are. Let it transform your thinking and reshape your expectations. Let it give you new energy to face the challenges that await you. Let it empower you to be the warrior I created you to be. You are my beloved child, and I have chosen you for greatness. Not the world's definition of greatness, which is all about fame and fortune and power. My definition of greatness, which is about faithfulness and fruit and the fulfillment of purpose. You were created for significance. You were designed for impact. You were born for a reason that goes far beyond your own personal happiness and comfort. The greatness I have called you to is not about how many people know your name, or how much money is in your bank account, or how many followers you have on social media. It is about how faithfully you follow me, how fully you embrace the purpose I have given you, how completely you surrender to my will for your life. It is about the lives you touch, the hearts you reach, the difference you make in the small moments and the big ones. It is about becoming who I created you to be and doing what I created you to do. regardless of whether the world ever recognizes or rewards your contribution. Some of the greatest people in my kingdom are completely unknown to the world. They serve in obscurity. They give without recognition. They love without applause. They pray without anyone seeing. They obey without anyone watching. And their reward is not the praise of men, but the pleasure of their Father. They will hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant," and that will be worth more than all the fame and fortune the world could ever offer. I am calling you to that kind of greatness. A greatness measured not by worldly standards, but by kingdom standards. A greatness that may never make headlines, but will make heaven rejoice. A greatness that leaves an eternal mark on human souls, even if it leaves no visible mark on human history. This is the greatness you were designed for. This is the purpose that burns within you. This is the calling that keeps you going even when everything in you wants to quit. When you finally step into the fullness of that purpose, you will look back on these difficult days and you will understand why they were necessary. You will see how the struggles shaped you. You will see how the battles prepared you. You will see how the pain deepened you. You will see how the waiting matured you. And you will be grateful, not for the suffering itself, but for what the suffering produced in you. That day is coming. That revelation is on its way. That understanding will arrive in its perfect time. Until then, I am asking you to trust me. I am asking you to keep moving forward. I am asking you to refuse to give up no matter how strong the temptation becomes. I am asking you to be brave in the face of every fear. I am asking you to be courageous in the midst of every challenge. I am asking you to be the warrior I see when I look at you. The enemy sees you as a threat. That is why he fights so hard against you. If you were nothing to him, he would ignore you. If you were insignificant in the grand scheme of things, he would not waste his resources attacking you. But he knows what I know. He knows that you carry something powerful within you. He knows that your obedience will result in his defeat in certain areas. He knows that your breakthrough will open doors for others that he has been trying to keep closed. That is why he fights. That is why he lies. That is why he never lets up. His opposition is actually a compliment. His attacks are actually affirmations of your value. Every lie he tells you is evidence that he fears the truth you carry. Every obstacle he puts in your path is proof that he does not want you to reach your destination. You are not being attacked because you are weak. You are being attacked because you are strong. You are not being opposed because you are insignificant. You are being opposed because you are important. But his knowledge of your potential does not give him authority over your destiny. His awareness of your calling does not give him power to stop it. All he can do is try to discourage you, try to deceive you, try to distract you, try to delay you. But he cannot destroy what I have purposed. He cannot cancel what I have called. He cannot defeat what I have determined. His power is limited. His time is short. His defeat is certain. So do not fear him. Do not be intimidated by his tactics. Do not believe his lies. Do not accept his limitations. You serve a God who is infinitely more powerful than any enemy you will ever face. You belong to a kingdom that cannot be shaken. You are protected by a Father whose arm is never too short to save, and whose ear is never too dull to hear. You are on the winning side, even when it does not feel like it. I need you to remember who you are. I need you to recall whose you are. I need you to rehearse the truth of your identity as my child, my warrior, my beloved one. When the enemy whispers lies about your worth, counter him with the truth of my love for you. When he suggests that you are alone, remind him of my constant presence with you. When he implies that you are defeated, declare the victory that has already been won on your behalf. Identity is the foundation of everything. If you do not know who you are, you will be easily manipulated by those who want to tell you who you are. If you are not secure in your identity, you will be constantly destabilized by circumstances that seem to contradict it. But when you know who you are in me, when you are rooted and grounded in the truth of your identity, nothing can shake you. Nothing can move you. Nothing can make you doubt the truth of who I say you are. This is spiritual warfare, and you are equipped for it. This is a battle for your mind. and you have the weapons to win it. This is a fight for your future, and you have what it takes to be victorious. Not in your own strength, but in mine. Not through your own wisdom, but through mine. Not by your own might or power, but by my Spirit working in you and through you. The weapons I have given you are not carnal, but mighty through me for the pulling down of strongholds. The sword of my Spirit, which is my word, can cut through every lie the enemy speaks. The shield of faith can extinguish every fiery dart he throws at you. The helmet of salvation protects your mind from his mental attacks. The breastplate of righteousness guards your heart from condemnation. The belt of truth holds everything together and keeps you stable in battle. The shoes of the gospel of peace allow you to stand firm on any terrain. You are fully equipped. You are completely armed. You have everything you need to be victorious. I am with you in this battle. I go before you to prepare the way. I walk beside you to guide your steps. I stand behind you to protect your back. I hover above you to give you perspective. I dwell within you to provide strength. You are surrounded by my presence. You are saturated with my power. You are covered by my protection. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment will be condemned. This is your heritage as my servant. This is your inheritance as my child. This is your birthright as a citizen of my kingdom. Walk in it. Live in it. Rest in it. Let it become so real to you that no circumstance can shake your confidence and no enemy can steal your peace. I have placed a calling on your life that is irrevocable. I have spoken a purpose over you that cannot be cancelled. I have destined you for things that no power in heaven or on earth can prevent. The only thing that can stop you is your own decision to give up. That is the one thing neither I nor the enemy can control. Your will, your choice, your decision. I will not override it. He cannot override it. It belongs to you and you alone. Free will is both your greatest gift and your greatest responsibility. I gave it to you because I wanted a relationship with someone who chose me freely, not someone who was programmed to love me. But that free will means you must decide. You must choose. Every day, sometimes every hour, sometimes every minute. You must choose whether to keep going or give up, whether to trust me or doubt me, whether to stand firm or retreat. No one can make that choice for you, not even me. So what will you decide? Will you keep going or will you give up? Will you fight on or will you surrender? Will you trust me or will you trust your fears? The choice is yours, and it is a choice you will have to make again and again, sometimes multiple times in a single day. Every time that choice presents itself, I am asking you to choose faith, choose trust, choose perseverance, choose me. I will never stop choosing you. From before time began until after time ends, you are chosen. Chosen for love, chosen for purpose, chosen for relationship with me, chosen for impact in the world, chosen for victory over every enemy, chosen for breakthrough in every area of your life, chosen, selected, picked, set apart, called by name, known completely, loved unconditionally. My choosing of you is not dependent on your choosing of me. I chose you before you knew me. I loved you before you loved me. I was committed to you before you made any commitment to me. My choice is unilateral. It does not require your response to be valid, but my choice does require your response to be effective. I have chosen you for purpose, but that purpose can only be fulfilled if you choose to walk in it. Let the reality of being chosen give you courage. Let the knowledge of your purpose give you strength. Let the certainty of my presence give you peace. Let the promise of your breakthrough give you hope. These are not abstract concepts or religious platitudes. These are living realities that should shape how you think, how you speak, how you act, and how you face every challenge that comes your way. You are chosen for such a time as this. The challenges you face are not accidents or mistakes. They are the arena in which your destiny will be revealed. The obstacles before you are not roadblocks but stepping stones. The enemies arrayed against you are not threats to your purpose, but opportunities to demonstrate my power. Everything that is happening in your life right now is serving a purpose that goes far beyond what you can see or understand. When I look at you, I do not see a failure. I do not see a mistake. I do not see someone who is too broken or too weak or too far gone. I see a warrior being prepared for battle. I see a champion being trained for victory. I see a vessel being shaped for honor. I see potential that is about to be unleashed. I see purpose that is about to be fulfilled. I see destiny that is about to be revealed. My vision of you is perfect. My understanding of you is complete. My perspective on your life is untainted by the distortions that affect your self-perception. When you struggle to see your own worth, look through my eyes. When you doubt your own potential, believe what I believe about you. When you question whether you have what it takes, remember that I am the one who gave you what it takes, and I do not make mistakes. See yourself the way I see you. Let my perspective replace your limited view. Let my truth drown out the lies you have believed about yourself. Let my love heal the wounds that have distorted your self-image. You are not who the enemy says you are. You are not who your failures suggest you are. You are not who your fears whisper that you are. You are who I say you are. And I say you are my beloved child, chosen for purpose, destined for victory, equipped for battle, and certain to overcome. I want to speak to you about the inheritance that belongs to you as my child. There are blessings that have been stored up for you since before the foundation of the world. There are promises that have your name written on them. There are doors that have been prepared for you to walk through. There are opportunities that have been reserved specifically for your moment in history. All of this belongs to you, but you must claim it. You must reach out and take hold of what I have provided. Many of my children live far below their inheritance. They accept crumbs when I have prepared a feast. They settle for survival when I have promised abundance. They camp in the wilderness when I have given them the promised land. This is not because I am withholding from them. It is because they have not believed that what I promised is really available to them. They have let the lies of the enemy and the disappointments of the past convince them that the full inheritance is for other people, but not for them. I am telling you right now that the inheritance is for you. Every promise in my word is available to you. Every blessing I have stored up is waiting for you. Every door I have prepared is ready to open for you. Do not disqualify yourself from what I have qualified you for. Do not talk yourself out of what I am trying to give you. Do not limit what I can do in your life by the smallness of your expectations. Expect big things from me. I am a big God. I do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or imagine. The limits you have placed on what is possible for your life are not my limits. They are the lies you have believed, the wounds you have received, the failures you have experienced. But those limits are not real. They can be broken. They can be exceeded. They can be left behind as you step into the fullness of what I have prepared. The inheritance I have for you includes everything you need for life and godliness. It includes provision for every need. It includes protection from every enemy. It includes purpose for every day. It includes peace in every circumstance. It includes power for every challenge. It includes presence through every storm. Everything you could ever need has already been provided. Your job is not to earn it, but to receive it. Your responsibility is not to deserve it, but to believe it. Come boldly to my throne of grace. Come with confidence, not because of anything you have done, but because of everything my Son has done for you. His blood has opened the way. His sacrifice has torn the veil. His resurrection has guaranteed your access. You do not have to sneak in through the back door. You do not have to wait in line until everyone else has had their turn. You have VIP access to the throne room of the universe, and you are invited to come boldly and ask for whatever you need. When you pray, do not pray with doubt in your heart, wondering if I will really answer. Pray with expectation, knowing that I hear you and that I am working on your behalf. Pray specific prayers, trusting me with the details of your life. Pray big prayers, not because I need to be convinced, but because you need to believe. The size of your prayers reflects the size of your faith, and the size of your faith affects the size of what I can do through you. I am not limited by your prayers. I can do what I want regardless of what you ask. But I have chosen to work in partnership with my children. I have chosen to respond to prayer. I have chosen to involve you in the process of bringing my kingdom to earth. When you pray in alignment with my will, you are participating in something cosmic and eternal. You are joining your voice to the chorus of heaven. You are moving spiritual forces that affect physical outcomes. So pray. Pray boldly. Pray specifically. Pray expectantly. Pray without ceasing. Let prayer become as natural as breathing, as constant as your heartbeat. Talk to me about everything. Nothing is too big for me to handle, and nothing is too small for me to care about. I want to be involved in every area of your life, and prayer is how you invite me in. Do not give up. Not now. Not when you are so close. Not when the breakthrough is just around the corner. Not when everything I promised is about to become reality. Hold on for one more day. Trust me for one more step. Believe me for one more moment. And then do it again, and again, and again, until you are standing in the fullness of everything I planned for you from before the foundation of the world. I am cheering for you from the heavenly realms. The angels are watching your story unfold with anticipation. The great cloud of witnesses is leaning in to see how you will respond to this challenge. All of heaven is invested in your breakthrough, because your breakthrough is part of a much larger story that I am telling through human history. You matter. Your fight matters. Your faith matters. Your victory matters. So be brave, my precious child. Be courageous in the face of every fear. Be steadfast in the midst of every storm. Be faithful through every trial. Be hopeful in every circumstance. The day is coming when every tear will be wiped away. The day is coming when every struggle will be rewarded. The day is coming when every promise will be fulfilled. The day is coming when you will see face to face what you now see only dimly. And on that day, all the battles you fought, all the challenges you faced, all the tears you cried, all the faith you exercised will be revealed to have been worth it all. Until that day, keep fighting, keep believing, keep trusting, keep moving forward. Keep your eyes fixed on me and not on your circumstances. Keep your ears open to my voice and closed to the lies of the enemy. Keep your heart soft toward me and hardened against fear. Keep your hands lifted in worship even when your soul wants to collapse in despair. I have not given up on you. I will never give up on you. The investment I made in you when I sent my son to die for you was too great for me to abandon now. The price that was paid for your redemption was too high for me to write off the investment. You are mine, purchased with precious blood, sealed with my spirit, destined for my purposes. Nothing and no one can snatch you out of my hand. Nothing and no one can separate you from my love. So rest in that love even as you fight the battle. Rest in my acceptance even as you struggle with your shortcomings. Rest in my faithfulness even as you wrestle with your doubts. The rest I offer is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of peace in the midst of conflict. The rest I offer is not freedom from struggle, but strength for the struggle. The rest I offer is not an escape from reality, but the ability to face reality without being crushed by it. Enter into that rest. Receive that peace. Accept that strength. Let me carry the weight of your worries, while you carry the light burden I have designed for you. My yoke is easy. My burden is light. What makes the load heavy is trying to carry it alone. What makes the struggle unbearable is fighting it in your own strength. What makes the battle overwhelming is facing it without my presence and my power. But you are not alone. You are not fighting in your own strength. You are not facing anything without my presence and my power. I am right here with you, closer than your next breath, more attentive than your most devoted friend, more powerful than any enemy you could ever encounter. Let that reality sink deep into your soul. Let it change how you see yourself and your situation. Let it transform your fear into faith and your anxiety into assurance. The purpose I placed in you will be fulfilled. The calling I spoke over you will be completed. The destiny I designed for you will be achieved. Not because of your strength, but because of mine. Not because of your faithfulness, but because of mine. Not because of your ability to hold on, but because of my refusal to let go. I finish what I start. I complete what I begin. I bring to full maturity every seed I plant. You are one of those seeds. You were planted in this generation for a reason. You were placed in your specific circumstances for a purpose. You were given your particular challenges as opportunities for growth, and you will bear fruit. You will produce a harvest. You will fulfill the purpose for which you were planted, because I am the gardener, and I know exactly what I am doing. Trust me with your growth. Trust me with your process. Trust me with your timeline. Trust me with your breakthrough. It is coming. It is certain. It is guaranteed by my character and my commitment and my covenant love for you. You will not be disappointed. You will not be put to shame. You will not find at the end of the journey that all your trust was misplaced and all your faith was wasted. You will find exactly what I promised you would find. You will receive exactly what I said you would receive. You will become exactly who I declared you would become. So do not give up. This is not the time to surrender. This is not the moment to lay down your weapons. This is not the season to walk away from everything you have been fighting for. This is the time to dig deeper. This is the moment to find reserves of strength you did not know you had. This is the season to prove what you really believe and who you really trust. Be brave, my warrior child. Be courageous, my beloved one. Be steadfast, my precious heir. The battle is almost over. The victory is almost here. The breakthrough is almost manifest. Just a little longer. Just a little more. Just a little further. And then you will see with your own eyes what I have been telling you all along. You will experience with your own senses what I have been promising in your spirit. You will live in the reality of what you have only held by faith. That day is closer than you think. That moment is nearer than you realize. That breakthrough is more imminent than anything in your circumstances suggests. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Keep trusting. And never, ever, ever give up. Because I have not given up on you, and I never will. You are my champion. You are my warrior. You are my beloved child. And together, we are going to see every purpose fulfilled, every promise kept, every dream realized, every enemy defeated. Together, we are unstoppable. Together, we are victorious. Together, we are more than conquerors. Rise up, my brave one. Stand tall, my courageous child. Face your future with confidence and your enemies with authority. You are not fighting this battle alone. You have never been fighting this battle alone. And the one who fights alongside you has never lost a war. The victory is certain. The breakthrough is guaranteed. The purpose will be fulfilled. Hold on and watch me work. Be brave and see my power displayed. Do not give up and witness miracles unfold before your very eyes. I have spoken. It will come to pass. I have promised. I will not fail. I have declared. It is established in heaven and will be manifested on earth. You are mine. You are chosen. You are destined for victory. Be brave, my child. Be courageous. Be strong. And never, ever give up. Because the best is yet to come. And it is closer than you have ever dared to believe. I know the thoughts I think toward you. Thoughts of peace and not of evil. To give you a future and a hope. That future is real. That hope is valid. That peace is available to you right now, in the midst of every circumstance, regardless of how things appear on the surface. Let me give you what I have been wanting to give you all along. You have been striving and struggling, pushing and pulling, trying so hard to make things happen through your own effort and determination. And while I honor your commitment and your work ethic, I want you to know that the breakthrough you are seeking cannot be achieved through human effort alone. There is a supernatural dimension to your destiny that requires supernatural intervention. There is a spiritual component to your breakthrough that demands spiritual warfare. There is a divine aspect to your victory that necessitates divine involvement. Stop trying to do my job for me. Stop trying to force doors open that I have not yet opened. Stop trying to manipulate circumstances into alignment with your timeline. Let me be God. Let me do what only I can do. Let me work in the invisible realm while you trust me in the visible realm. Your job is to obey what I've already shown you. My job is to orchestrate everything else. When you try to take on my responsibilities, you become exhausted and frustrated because those burdens were never designed for human shoulders. When you try to control what only I can control, you become anxious and overwhelmed because that kind of control is beyond human capacity. When you try to guarantee outcomes that only I can guarantee, you become discouraged and hopeless because human guarantees are always insufficient. Let go. Release your grip on the outcome. Surrender your need to understand everything before you trust me. Give me the anxiety you have been carrying. Give me the fear that has been tormenting you. Give me the doubt that has been undermining your faith. Give me the exhaustion that has been draining your energy. Give me everything that has been weighing you down and let me carry it for you. In exchange, I will give you peace that passes understanding. I will give you joy that circumstances cannot touch. I will give you strength that comes from an inexhaustible source. I will give you hope that is anchored in my character and not in your situation. I will give you faith that moves mountains and opens doors and defeats enemies. I will give you everything you need to not just survive, but to thrive, not just endure, but to overcome, not just hang on, but to walk in victory. This exchange is available to you right now. It does not require a special ceremony or a particular location or a certain feeling. It simply requires a decision. A decision to trust me with what you cannot control. A decision to obey me in what you can control. A decision to let go of your way and embrace my way. A decision to stop striving and start resting. A decision to stop fighting in your own strength and start fighting in mine. Make that decision right now. Make it deliberately and consciously and verbally. Speak it out loud if you can. Declare to yourself and to the spiritual realm that you are choosing to trust me, choosing to obey me, choosing to follow me, choosing to let go and let me be God in your situation. That declaration has power. That decision releases angels. That choice shifts the atmosphere. The enemy knows how powerful your surrender is, which is why he fights so hard to keep you in striving mode. As long as you are trying to handle everything yourself, you are operating in the realm where he can defeat you. But the moment you surrender to me and let my power flow through you, you move into a realm where he has no authority and no access. Your surrender is not weakness. Your surrender is wisdom. Your surrender is not defeat. Your surrender is the key to victory. So surrender, let go, trust me, and then watch what happens. Watch doors open that you could never have opened yourself. Watch resources appear that you could never have accumulated on your own. Watch relationships form that you could never have manufactured through networking. Watch opportunities arise that you could never have created through effort. Watch breakthrough come in ways that leave no doubt it was my doing and not yours. This is what I want for you. This is what I have been waiting to do for you. This is what has been delayed by your well-intentioned but misguided attempts to make it happen yourself. Let me do it my way. Let me do it in my time. Let me do it according to my wisdom. The results will be far better than anything you could have achieved through your own strategies and strength. The purpose I placed in you is powerful. It is meant to impact lives, to change circumstances, to bring light into darkness, to bring hope to the hopeless, to bring healing to the broken. That purpose cannot be fulfilled through human methods alone. It requires my power flowing through you. It requires my wisdom guiding you. It requires my presence going before you and beside you and behind you. I am ready to release everything you need for that purpose to be fulfilled. I am ready to pour out resources you have never seen, and connections you have never made, and opportunities you have never imagined. I am ready to do more than you could ask or think, according to my power that works within you. Are you ready to receive it? Are you ready to step into it? Are you ready to walk in the fullness of everything I have prepared for you? The only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is your willingness to trust me completely. Not partially, not mostly, completely, with everything, holding nothing back. reserving no part of your life outside my authority, surrendering every dream, every plan, every expectation, every hope, every fear, every doubt into my hands. I know that is scary. I know that feels risky. I know that goes against every instinct of self-preservation that is wired into your humanity. But I am asking you to do it anyway. I am asking you to trust me with that level of surrender. I am asking you to believe that I am good enough and wise enough and loving enough and powerful enough to be trusted with everything. Because I am. I really am. I am not out to harm you. I am not trying to trick you. I am not setting you up for disappointment. Everything I do for your good and my glory. And often, what is for my glory is the very thing that brings you the greatest joy and fulfillment and purpose. Our interests are aligned. My will for your life is better than any will you could have for yourself. My plans for your future are better than any plans you could make. Trust me. Trust me completely. Trust me with everything. And then watch what I will do. Watch how I will move. Watch how I will provide. Watch how I will protect. Watch how I will promote. Watch how I will position you for purpose and release you into destiny. The time for hesitation is over. The time for half-hearted commitment has passed. The time for partial surrender is done. I am calling you into full devotion, complete trust, total surrender. Not because I am a demanding tyrant, but because I know that this is the only way you will experience the fullness of everything I have prepared for you. Half-hearted commitment produces half-hearted results. Partial surrender leads to partial breakthrough. Wavering trust generates wavering victories. But complete devotion unlocks complete destiny. Total surrender releases total breakthrough. Unwavering trust produces unwavering victory. What do you want? Do you want to continue the pattern of partial engagement and partial results? Or do you want to step into something entirely new, entirely different, entirely beyond what you have known until now? The choice is yours. The invitation is extended. The opportunity is available. But you must decide. You must choose. You must commit. Be brave enough to make that choice. Be courageous enough to make that commitment. Be bold enough to step into complete surrender and complete trust. It is the most terrifying and the most liberating thing you will ever do. It is the death of self-reliance and the birth of divine dependence. It is the end of striving and the beginning of resting. It is the conclusion of your way and the commencement of my way. And my way leads to life. My way leads to purpose. My way leads to breakthrough. My way leads to everything you have been searching for and could never find on your own. My way is not always easy, but it is always good. My way is not always comfortable, but it is always right. My way is not always understandable, but it is always trustworthy. Walk in my way. Follow where I lead. Trust where you cannot see. Believe what you cannot prove. Hope in what you cannot guarantee. This is faith. This is courage. This is the life I am calling you to live. And it is a life worth living. It is a life worth fighting for. It is a life worth the struggle and the sacrifice and the surrender. Because on the other side of all of that is everything you have ever dreamed of and more. Everything you have ever hoped for and beyond. Everything you have ever wanted and things you have not even imagined yet. Your best days are ahead of you. Your greatest victories are still to come. Your most significant impact has not yet been made. Your deepest joy has not yet been experienced. Your highest purpose has not yet been fulfilled. All of that is waiting for you, just around the corner, just beyond the breakthrough, just on the other side of this season of struggle. Do not give up when you are so close. Do not surrender when victory is within reach. Do not lay down your weapons when the battle is almost won. Be brave. Be courageous. Be strong. Be steadfast. Be faithful. Be hopeful. Be everything I have called you to be, and watch me be everything I have promised to be. Together, we will see this through. Together, we will reach the destination. Together, we will fulfill the purpose. Together, we will experience the breakthrough. Together, we will walk in victory. Together, my child. always together. Never alone, never abandoned, never forgotten, never forsaken. Together with me, now and forever. I want to speak to you now about the specific areas of your life where you have been tempted to give up. I know about the dreams that have been deferred so many times you have stopped counting. I know about the prayers that seem to bounce off the ceiling and fall back to the floor unanswered. I know about the relationships that have brought more pain than joy. I know about the financial struggles that seem to have no end. I know about the health challenges that have worn you down physically and emotionally. I know about the career setbacks that have made you question your competence and your calling. I know about all of it, every single detail, every single disappointment, every single tear. And I am telling you right now that none of those areas are beyond my reach. There is no dream too distant for me to resurrect. There is no prayer too old for me to answer. There is no relationship too broken for me to restore. There is no financial situation too dire for me to reverse. There is no health challenge too severe for me to heal. There is no career setback too significant for me to redeem. I am the God of the impossible, and I specialize in doing what cannot be done. The areas where you have experienced the most disappointment are often the areas where I am about to display my greatest glory. The places where you have been most wounded are often the places where I want to demonstrate my most powerful healing. The situations that have caused you the most shame are often the situations I want to use for your greatest testimony. Do not write off any area of your life as hopeless. Do not assume that because something has been broken for so long it must remain broken forever. I am in the business of restoration, and I am very good at what I do. Think about the specific dream that has been sitting on the shelf of your heart, gathering dust because you gave up believing it could ever happen. I want you to know that I have not forgotten that dream. I was the one who planted it in the first place. I was the one who gave you the vision and the desire and the passion. And even though circumstances have delayed its fulfillment, even though setbacks have made it seem impossible, even though time has caused you to doubt whether it was ever really from me, I am telling you that it is still alive. That dream is still valid. That vision is still achievable. That desire is still something I want to fulfill. The delay was not denial. The setback was not cancellation. The obstacle was not the end of the story. It was simply a chapter that had to be written before the climax could arrive. The best stories have tension and conflict and moments when all seems lost. But the best stories also have resolution and redemption and endings that make all the struggle worthwhile. Your story is being written by the master author, and I know how to craft a narrative that will leave you in awe. Think about the relationship that has caused you the most pain. Maybe it is a family member who has hurt you deeply. Maybe it is a friend who betrayed your trust. Maybe it is a spouse or a former spouse whose actions devastated your heart. Maybe it is a parent whose absence or abuse left wounds that still have not fully healed. Whatever relationship comes to mind when you think about your deepest relational pain, I want you to know that I am able to bring healing to that situation. I am not saying that every broken relationship will be restored to what it was before. Some relationships were never healthy to begin with, and restoration would not serve your good or my glory. But I am saying that every wound can be healed. Every bitter root can be extracted. Every chain of unforgiveness can be broken. Every memory that torments you can be redeemed. I am able to bring you to a place of peace and wholeness regardless of what the other person chooses to do. Your healing does not depend on their apology. Your freedom does not require their acknowledgement. Your breakthrough is between you and me, and I am ready to give it to you. Think about the financial struggles that have kept you up at night. The bills that pile up faster than you can pay them. The debt that seems to grow no matter how hard you work. The unexpected expenses that drain your savings and leave you wondering how you will make it through the next week. The fear of not having enough, of not being able to provide, of falling further and further behind. I know about all of it. I see every number on every statement. I understand the pressure you are under. And I want you to know that I am your provider. Not your job, not your spouse, not the government, not your savings account. Me. I am the one who provides, and I have promised to meet all of your needs according to my riches in glory, not according to the economy, not according to your job market, not according to your level of education or experience, according to my riches, which are unlimited and inexhaustible. I have never run out of resources. I have never been unable to provide for one of my children, and I will not start failing now. But provision requires trust. It requires you to believe that I am able and willing to provide, even when you cannot see how it will happen. It requires you to obey my guidance about how to handle the resources I have already given you. It requires you to be generous even when you feel like you have nothing to give, because generosity opens the windows of heaven and allows blessing to flow into your life. Trust me with your finances. Obey my principles for handling money. Give generously even when it does not make logical sense. And watch me open doors of provision that will astound you. Think about the health challenges you have been facing, the diagnosis that scared you, the symptoms that will not go away, the treatments that have not worked as well as you hoped, the physical limitations that have changed how you live your daily life, the fear of what might be coming, the uncertainty about how long you have, the frustration of a body that does not work the way it used to. I am your healer. I created your body, and I know every cell, every organ, every system. I know what is wrong, and I know how to make it right. Sometimes healing comes through medicine and doctors and treatments. Sometimes healing comes through supernatural intervention that defies medical explanation. Sometimes healing comes gradually over time. Sometimes healing comes instantly in a moment of divine power. But healing always comes from me, regardless of the method I choose to use. Bring your health challenges to me. Do not carry them alone. Do not let fear dominate your thinking. Do not accept a negative diagnosis as the final word about your future. I have the final word, and my word is life. My word is health. My word is strength. My word is restoration. Trust me with your body. Follow my guidance about how to steward your physical health, and believe that I am able to do what medicine cannot do on its own. Think about the area of your calling and purpose, the confusion about what you are supposed to be doing with your life, the frustration of not seeing your gifts and talents being used to their full potential, the feeling that you are stuck in a job or a situation that does not align with your true calling, the fear that you have missed your window of opportunity and now it is too late. I have not changed my mind about your calling. The gifts I gave you are still operational. The purpose I designed you for is still waiting to be fulfilled. You have not missed anything that I intended for you. Every experience you have had, even the ones that seemed like detours and dead ends, has been preparing you for what is ahead. I waste nothing. I use everything. Every skill you have developed, every lesson you have learned, every connection you have made is going to be employed in the fulfillment of your calling. Do not despise the season of preparation. Do not resent the job that pays your bills while you wait for the calling that fulfills your soul. Do not compare your timeline to anyone else's. I have a unique plan for your life, a custom design that fits you perfectly. What I have for you would not work for anyone else, and what I have for them would not work for you. Trust my timing. Trust my process. Trust my plan. The calling will be fulfilled, and when it is, you will understand why everything else had to happen first. I know that the waiting has been hard. I know that patience is not your natural strength. I know that you have prayed and fasted and believed and declared, and still the breakthrough has not come. I know that you have done everything you know to do, and yet here you are, still waiting, still hoping, still fighting the temptation to give up. But I want to tell you something about waiting that might change your perspective. Waiting is not passive. Waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is active participation in my process of preparation. When you wait on me, you are not doing nothing. You are building endurance. You are developing patience. You are strengthening your faith muscles. You are learning to trust me in the darkness, which is a skill that will serve you well when the light finally comes. The people I use most powerfully in my kingdom are not the ones who had everything handed to them easily. They are the ones who had to wait. They are the ones who had to persevere. They are the ones who had to keep believing when belief seemed foolish. The waiting is not a punishment. It is a preparation. It is shaping you into someone who can handle what is coming. If I gave you the breakthrough before you were ready, it would overwhelm you. The delay is actually my love in action, making sure you are prepared for the blessing I want to give. So do not resent the waiting. Do not waste the waiting. Use it. Let it work in you what it is designed to work. Let it develop the character and the faith and the endurance that will be required for the next season of your life. The waiting is almost over. The preparation is almost complete. You are almost ready. Just a little more time. Just a little more testing. Just a little more refining. And then suddenly, in the blink of an eye, everything will change. That is how my breakthroughs often come. Not gradually, not incrementally, not in a way you can predict or control. Suddenly, unexpectedly, in a moment that transforms everything. One day, you are still waiting, and the next day, you are walking in what you were waiting for. One moment, you are still praying, and the next moment, you are praising because the answer has arrived. One season, you are still fighting, and the next season, you are celebrating because the victory has been won. Get ready for sudden. Get ready for unexpected. Get ready for breakthrough that comes faster than you thought possible. After all this time of waiting, the shift is going to happen so quickly that you will barely have time to process it. Years of preparation, seasons of positioning, weeks of wondering, and then suddenly, in a single moment, everything changes. This is how I work. This is my pattern throughout history. Abraham waited for decades for a son, and then suddenly, Isaac was born. Joseph waited in prison for years, and then suddenly, he was standing before Pharaoh. Moses waited in the desert for 40 years, and then suddenly he was leading a nation to freedom. David waited in the wilderness for years while Saul pursued him, and then suddenly, he was king. The pattern is consistent. Long periods of waiting followed by sudden moments of breakthrough. You are in the final stretch of your waiting season. The sudden is coming. The breakthrough is near. Everything you have been waiting for, praying for, believing for, is about to manifest in ways that will astound you. The delay has made you ready. The waiting has prepared you. The struggle has strengthened you. And now you are positioned for the sudden shift that will change everything. I need you to maintain your faith in this final stretch. I need you to keep believing even when nothing seems to be happening. I need you to resist the temptation to give up right before the finish line. This is not the time to coast. This is not the time to relax your vigilance. This is the time to press in harder than ever, to pray more fervently than ever, to believe more boldly than ever. The enemy knows the breakthrough is near, which is why he is fighting harder than ever to make you give up. Do not let him win. You are too close. Every step you take forward in this season is a step toward breakthrough. Every prayer you pray is activating heaven on your behalf. Every declaration of faith is shifting the spiritual atmosphere. Every choice to trust me instead of your circumstances is releasing power that is working for your good. Nothing is wasted. Everything counts. Keep going. I love you with a love that will never fail and never fade. I am committed to you with a commitment that will never waver and never weaken. I am for you with a determination that will never diminish and never disappear. You are mine and I am yours, and nothing in all of creation can change that reality. There is something I need you to understand about the nature of spiritual warfare and the battles you are facing. The enemy is not fighting fair. He never has, and he never will. He does not follow rules of engagement. He does not respect boundaries. He does not care about timing or appropriateness. He will attack you when you are weakest, when you are most vulnerable, when you are least prepared. He will use people you trust to deliver his blows. He will exploit your deepest insecurities and your most painful memories. He will twist truth just enough to make his lies believable. But here is what he cannot do. He cannot defeat what I have blessed. He cannot destroy what I have anointed. He cannot cancel what I have called. He cannot stop what I have started. He cannot separate you from my love. He cannot remove you from my hand. He cannot change your identity or steal your inheritance. He has no authority over what belongs to me, and you belong to me. You are my child, purchased by blood, sealed by my spirit, protected by my power, destined for my purposes. The weapons of your warfare are not carnal. They are not physical. They are not the same weapons the world uses to fight its battles. Your weapons are spiritual, and they are mighty through me for the pulling down of strongholds. When you pray, you are deploying a weapon that the enemy has no defense against. When you worship, you are creating an atmosphere that he cannot inhabit. When you declare my word over your life, you are releasing truth that destroys his lies. When you forgive those who have wronged you, you are cutting chains that he has been using to hold you captive. The enemy wants you to fight him with human weapons. He wants you to respond to his attacks with anger, bitterness, revenge, and self-protection. He wants you to operate in the flesh, because in the flesh, he can defeat you. But when you operate in the Spirit, when you use the weapons I have given you, when you fight according to my strategy instead of your instincts, he is powerless against you. Learn to recognize his tactics so you can counter them effectively. When he attacks your identity, declare who I say you are. When he attacks your worth, remember the price I paid for you. When he attacks your future, recall the promises I have made. When he attacks your relationships, respond with love instead of fear. When he attacks your health, trust me as your healer. When he attacks your finances, believe me as your provider. When he attacks your mind, take every thought captive and bring it into obedience to my truth. You are not defenseless in this battle. You are not unarmed. You are not outmatched. You have everything you need to be victorious. The armor I have given you is complete. The weapons I have provided are powerful. The strategy I have revealed is effective. The only thing that can defeat you is your own decision to stop fighting. And I am asking you right now, with everything that is in me, do not stop fighting. Do not give up. Do not surrender the ground you have already taken. I want to speak to you about the power of perseverance. There is something that happens in the spiritual realm when you refuse to give up. There is a breaking point, a tipping point, a moment when the scales suddenly shift in your favor. It often comes right after the moment when you most wanted to quit. It often arrives just beyond the point where you thought you could not take anymore. The enemy knows about this tipping point, which is why he fights so hard to get you to quit just before you reach it. Every battle you have ever won in your life, you won because you did not give up. Every breakthrough you have ever experienced came because you persevered through the difficulty that preceded it. Every victory you have celebrated was preceded by a moment when quitting seemed like the most reasonable option. But you did not quit. You kept going. You pushed through. And you won. The same will be true for the battles you are facing right now. The same will be true for the breakthrough you are waiting for. The same will be true for the victory that seems so far away. If you do not give up, you will win. Not might win. Not could win. Will win. Perseverance is not just a nice character trait. It is the key that unlocks breakthrough. It is the bridge that takes you from where you are to where I want you to be. I have seen what perseverance does in the lives of my people. I have watched ordinary men and women accomplish extraordinary things simply because they refused to give up. I have seen mountains moved by people who just kept pushing when everyone else said it was impossible. I have seen giants defeated by people who just kept fighting when everyone else had surrendered. I have seen promised lands possessed by people who just kept marching when everyone else had turned back. You have that same capacity within you. You have the ability to persevere through whatever you are facing. You have the strength to keep going when everything in you wants to stop. That strength is not your own. It is mine, flowing through you, available to you whenever you choose to access it. My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in your weakness. When you are at your weakest, I am at my strongest on your behalf. So tap into that strength. Draw from that well. Let my power flow through you and accomplish what your own strength could never accomplish. The battle you are fighting is not meant to be won in your own power anyway. It is meant to be won in mine. Stop trying to be strong enough and start letting me be strong through you. That is when the breakthrough comes. That is when the victory is secured. That is when the impossible becomes possible. I am so proud of the way you have fought until now. I am so honored by the faith you have shown. I am so moved by the way you have kept trusting me even when trust seemed foolish. You have no idea how your perseverance has glorified me. You have no idea how your refusal to give up has inspired the angels. You have no idea how your continued faith in the face of opposition has advanced my kingdom in ways you cannot see. Keep going, keep fighting, keep believing, keep trusting, keep persevering. You are making a difference. Your faithfulness matters. Your stand is significant, and your breakthrough is closer than it has ever been. I want to give you a picture of what is waiting for you on the other side of this battle. I want to paint a vision of what your life will look like when the breakthrough finally comes. Not to tease you or torment you with what you do not have yet, but to give you something to hold on to, something to keep your eyes fixed on as you continue to press forward. On the other side of this battle, there is peace. Real peace. Not the absence of problems, but the presence of my shalom in the midst of whatever problems remain. Peace that passes understanding. Peace that guards your heart and your mind. Peace that allows you to sleep at night and face each day without the anxiety and fear that have been plaguing you. On the other side of this battle, there is joy. Real joy. Not temporary happiness based on circumstances, but deep, abiding joy that comes from knowing me and being known by me. Joy that cannot be stolen by difficult circumstances. Joy that surprises you at unexpected moments. Joy that bubbles up from within and overflows to everyone around you. On the other side of this battle, there is purpose. Clear, defined, compelling purpose that gets you out of bed in the morning and keeps you going throughout the day. Purpose that makes sense of everything you have been through. Purpose that uses every experience, every skill, every relationship for something meaningful and eternal. Purpose that gives your life significance beyond anything you could have imagined. On the other side of this battle, there is provision. Abundant provision. Not just enough to get by, but more than enough to give generously. Financial freedom that allows you to bless others without worry. Resources that flow in from unexpected sources. Favor that opens doors and creates opportunities you never knew existed. On the other side of this battle, there are relationships. Healthy, life-giving relationships. People who love you for who you are. People who support your calling and celebrate your victories. People who sharpen you and challenge you and help you grow. Community that feels like family. Connection that satisfies the deep longing in your soul. On the other side of this battle, there is health. Strength in your body. Clarity in your mind. Stability in your emotions. Vitality that allows you to do everything I have called you to do. Healing from the wounds of the past and energy for the opportunities of the future. This is what is waiting for you. This is what I have prepared for you. This is what makes all the struggle worthwhile. Keep your eyes on this vision. Let it pull you forward when you feel like turning back. Let it motivate you to keep going when the battle seems endless. The other side is real. The breakthrough is coming. Everything I have described will be yours. Rest in that love. Draw strength from that commitment. Find courage in that determination. Let the unshakable truth of my devotion to you become the foundation on which you stand as you face every battle and overcome every obstacle. You are going to make it. You are going to see the breakthrough. You are going to fulfill the purpose. You are going to walk in victory. Not might, not hopefully, not if everything goes well. You are going to make it because I have declared it, and my word does not return void. You are going to see the breakthrough because I have promised it, and my promises cannot fail. You are going to fulfill the purpose because I have designed it, and my designs cannot be thwarted. Stand on that certainty. Let it fill you with courage. Let it drive out every fear. Let it silence every doubt. Let it overwhelm every lie the enemy has spoken. The truth is that you are destined for victory. The truth is that breakthrough is coming. The truth is that purpose will be fulfilled. The truth is that I am with you, and nothing can stand against you. Before I close this message, I want to speak directly to the deepest part of your heart. The part that still wonders if all of this is really true. The part that has been hurt so many times by disappointment that it has built walls to protect itself from hope. The part that wants to believe, but is afraid of being let down again. I see that part of you. I understand why those walls are there. And I want to speak tenderness and truth to that wounded place within you. You have been hurt before. You have believed before and been disappointed. You have hoped before and watched those hopes crumble. You have trusted before and felt betrayed. I know all of that. I was there for every single disappointment. I watched every hope die. I saw every trust be broken, and my heart broke with yours every time. But I want you to know something important about the nature of disappointment. Not all disappointment is created equal. Some disappointment comes from trusting the wrong person or the wrong thing. Some disappointment comes from expecting something that was never promised. Some disappointment comes from timing that did not align with expectations. But disappointment that comes from trusting me is different, because every disappointment in me is temporary. When you trusted people and they let you down, that was a real betrayal because people are not perfectly faithful. When you trusted circumstances and they did not work out, that was a real disappointment because circumstances are not stable or guaranteed. But when you have felt disappointed by me, I want you to know that the story was not over yet. The delay was not the denial. The waiting was not the rejection. The no was often a not yet or a not that way. My faithfulness operates on a timeline you cannot see, and what looks like disappointment from your perspective often looks like perfect timing from mine. I am asking you to risk trusting me again. I know that is scary. I know your heart has calluses from all the times it has been hurt. I know your capacity for hope has been diminished by repeated disappointment, but I am not like the people or circumstances that have let you down. I cannot lie. I cannot fail. I cannot break my promises. I am faithful even when everyone and everything else is not. Take a small step of trust. You do not have to leap all at once. You do not have to lower all your walls in a single moment. Just open one small window. Just let a little light in. Just allow yourself to hope again, even if it is just a tiny bit. That small step of trust will lead to another, and another, and another, until one day you realize that the walls that were meant to protect you have actually been imprisoning you. And as those walls come down, you will find a freedom and a joy that you had forgotten was possible. I am patient with your process. I do not expect you to trust me fully overnight. I understand that trust has to be rebuilt, that wounds have to heal, that faith has to be restored step by step. I will prove myself faithful to you over and over again until the evidence becomes undeniable and the trust becomes unshakable. Just give me the chance. Just stay in this relationship with me. Just keep showing up, keep listening, keep taking small steps of faith. I will do the rest. The powerful purpose I placed in you is connected to everything we have talked about. It is connected to your perseverance, because you cannot fulfill purpose without the ability to keep going when things get hard. It is connected to your healing, because wounded warriors cannot fight at full strength. It is connected to your trust in me, because purpose flows through relationship, and relationship requires trust. Everything is connected. Everything is working together. Everything is moving you toward the destination I have planned. That destination is not just a place or an achievement. It is a state of being. It is a way of living. It is a quality of life that cannot be taken from you because it is rooted in me and not in circumstances. When you arrive at your destiny, you will be a different person than you are now. Not because there was something wrong with who you are, but because there is something more to who you are becoming. The trials you are facing right now are carving out capacity in your soul. Capacity for joy you have never known. Capacity for impact you have never imagined. Capacity for relationship with me that you have never experienced. The person you will be when you reach your destination will look back at the person you are now with compassion and gratitude. Compassion for the pain you are experiencing, and gratitude for your refusal to give up. You will see that every tear was worth it. You will see that every struggle was necessary. You will see that every moment of wanting to quit but choosing to continue was a victory that contributed to the ultimate triumph. I am with you in every moment of this journey. Not just watching from a distance, but walking beside you, carrying you when you cannot walk, fighting for you when you cannot fight, believing for you when you cannot believe. You are never alone. You are never abandoned. You are never without resources or help or hope. I am your constant companion, your faithful friend, your loving Father, your mighty deliverer. Let that truth settle into the deepest places of your being. Let it heal the wounds that doubt has caused. Let it restore the hope that disappointment has stolen. Let it rebuild the trust that betrayal has broken. I am with you. I am for you. I am working on your behalf, and I will never, ever, ever give up on you. The valiant ones are rising. The brave ones are taking their stand. The warriors are picking up their weapons and refusing to surrender. You are one of them. You have always been one of them. Even in your moments of weakness, even in your times of doubt, even when you felt like giving up, there was something in you that refused to stop fighting. That something is my spirit within you, empowering you, strengthening you, filling you with courage you did not know you had. Rise up now, my brave child. Stand tall in the authority I have given you. Take your place in the army of those who refuse to be defeated. You were created for victory. You were designed for triumph. You were destined to overcome. And together, you and I, working as partners, fighting as teammates, believing as one, we will see every enemy defeated, every obstacle overcome, every promise fulfilled. This is not the end of your story. This is not even the climax. This is simply the struggle before the victory, the battle before the breakthrough, the darkness before the light. The best chapters have not been written yet. The greatest moments have not been experienced yet. The fullest joy has not been tasted yet. Everything good is still ahead of you, waiting for you, calling out to you, drawing you forward into the fullness of everything I created you to be. Be brave, my precious child. Be the warrior I created you to be. Face your future with confidence and your enemies with authority. Do not shrink back. Do not back down. Do not give up. Not now. Not ever. The best is yet to come, and it is closer than you think. Just hold on a little longer. Just trust me a little more. Just believe for another day. And soon, very soon, you will see with your own eyes what I've been telling you all along. The promise is true. The purpose is real. The victory is certain. Do not give up. Be brave. And watch me move. Amen. If this message spoke directly to your heart and gave you the courage to keep going, please share it with someone else who needs to hear these words right now. There is someone in your life who is on the verge of giving up, and this message might be exactly what they need to find the strength to continue. Type Amen in the comments to declare your commitment to never give up. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a message from God. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, and these daily messages will strengthen your faith for the journey ahead. Remember, you are not alone. God is fighting for you, and He will never stop.